Do you feel the vibes?
What's up, YouTube? It's Carolina Calvin coming back to you with another video. In this video, I wanted to talk about the NFL, and no, this is not a Carolina Panther video update. I will be coming back with that. The draft, I believe, is April 26th. So before then, hopefully, if I have time, I'll be able to talk about some of the, maybe do a mock draft for the Carolina Panthers. I've already talked about free agency. There have been more guys that the Carolina Panthers have picked up. Still would like for them to do more. But this video is not about the Panthers. This is about next year's rule changes. And there are actually a few of them. Well, more than a few. There are two big ones that I wanted to talk about in this video. One I've talked about in a previous video where I kind of brought it up. I thought it should be changed just because of how that rule was interpreted. And to start out with that one, that is the catch rule. Now, you can't say it's a new thing for what they changed it to now based on what the wording is. It's pretty much what it was before they changed it to the convoluted crap that we've had the last few years. Now, and it hit ahead this season. The two big plays that really stand out to me and probably most people like to compare, they're very similar, is the Zach Ertz touchdown in the Super Bowl where he catches the ball, takes 2 steps, and he dives. And the Jesse James, Pittsburgh, and both of them happen to be against the Patriots. The Jesse James, Pittsburgh Steelers, New England Patriots play when he catches the ball. He kind of falls forward. He doesn't die, but he kind of falls forward into the end zone. Both guys lose the ball. The ball kind of jars loose in the end zone. The Jesse James touchdown was ruled incomplete. The Zach Ertz one was a touchdown. Now, one thing I think was the biggest difference between the two, if we're being fair, the Zach Ertz touchdown, he catches the ball, takes his 2 steps, and jumps on his own. He didn't get tackled or touched or anything. He jumps on his own, and I felt as though he became a runner. But that's all been taken away. Based on these new rules, both would have been counted as a touchdown. And you can even go back further to some of the bigger, kind of screw-ups in terms of refs interpreting the rule. Is the Dez Bryant one in the playoffs, I believe it was against the Lions, which would have counted as a touchdown under what they're changing it to, what they're changing it back to. And of course, the Calvin Johnson one against the Bears, that would have also counted. Should have counted then, but it's been so inconsistent, and it hasn't gotten better. And I think based on the owners who voted, coaches and stuff like that, every team voted for this change, to change it back. So it just shows you how poorly the catch rules were implemented. The ones they've been doing the last few years. So I do like this change. I'll give you word for word. I assume this is word for word what it says they changed it to in the rule book. The standard for a catch has changed so that a catch will be considered completed when the receiver gets control of the ball, gets 2 feet or another body part on the ground, inbounds, and completes a football move. Third step, reaching or extending for the line of game, or having the ability to do so. One thing this will do, though, the amount of fumbles, I believe, will increase. Because how many plays did you see under the other rules where a guy catches the ball, he takes 2 steps, he's about to move up the field, and the ball gets knocked out of his hand? That, under those rules, that's an incompletion. Just because he didn't... and even then, sometimes it was incomplete, sometimes it was a fumble. It's so weird. Or you'll see a guy, he'll catch the ball, take 2 steps, he'll fall out of bounds, whole body lands out of bounds, but right when, say he's falling on his back, the ball will pop out. That's an incompletion. Ridiculous. Now those types of plays will be, a play like the one I just mentioned, that will be a completed pass. So that's the first change. I think that's a good change. Really will help out the refs, because I'm pretty sure the refs were definitely for this. because they get a lot of the blame despite the NFL's poor implementation of how what a catch actually is. The next rule change is if you're a fan of college football, you know what this is. It's kind of like the targeting rule. Lowering the head, this is what it says word for word. Lowering the head to initiate contact with the helmet is a foul. I'm pretty sure it's expanded upon because I had to look at a different article. This includes offensive and defensive players, but we know that defensive players are going to get punished the most for it. I'm pretty sure it's a 15-yard penalty. Defensive players are going to get punished the most for it. Offensive players, maybe if it's egregious enough, it may get called. But more times than not, for offensive guys, it's not going to get called. They give, like I said, this is for both offensive and defensive players. So it includes for ball carrier, running back, wide receiver. He gets the ball, he lowers his helmet. It's supposed to get penalized. I think it's a stupid rule. But you know why the NFL is putting it in there. They claim it's for player safety, but we know that's not true. It's because these ex-players have been suing the NFL because of head injuries, because of the horrible effects of concussions after a lot of these players retire, and them really not being able to cover it medically. So they've been suing the NFL, and the NFL's like, okay, we don't want to get sued by a new generation of players, so we're gonna put these rules in. They say, well, a lot of injuries. Ryan Shazier was a horrible injury. It's probably one of the worst injuries of last season. But I don't think the NFL is putting it in for player safety. Really don't. I'm pretty sure there are some guys in there that, that care about player safety. But come on, they're losing money. That's the reason you get plenty of these rule changes. Look at all the, how you got to hit a quarterback. Some quarterbacks are protected and some aren't. But that's a video for a different day. But you can't hit a quarterback low. Can't hit him high. Of course, you can't hit any blows to the helmet or any kind of force penalties. You can't kind of drive the quarterback to the ground. Can't do that. So I think this is one that's going to be so biased towards, the offensive player is rarely going to get called for this. The defensive guys are the ones that's going to get punished. They're the ones doing most of the hitting. You already can't hit a defensive receiver in the helmet. Now you can't hit him once he starts to move the ball up the field. Now you can't hit him in the helmet either. A lot of these guys who make these rules never played football, and you can tell the way they talk about it is like, oh, you got to adjust. Even for like the defensive receiver, like, oh, you got to adjust. Football is too fast. These players are trying to make plays on the football, either on the man to make him lose the football or on the football itself. Now, I get stuff like face mask and horse collar. I get those penalties. But this one right here, I don't know. A lot of guys are just going in and making hits. The receiver, a guy you've seen plenty of times, safeties, linebackers, they're coming in full head of steam, and they're already targeting a certain spot on the player, and then that player lowers his head down and gets hit in the head. How are they supposed to adjust in that snap second? The game moves very fast. So I don't like this change. It's really stupid, and it's going to lead to a lot of penalty yards, more than likely more points. So I just think it really annoys me. After seeing, oh wow, they changed the catch rule, then I see this garbage. But that's pretty much all I wanted to say. If you like this video, hit the thumbs up button. Of course, talk about the rule changes that I was talking about. And if there are any others that you don't like, let me know down in the comment section. If you like this video, hit that thumbs up button and subscribe. Thanks for watching.